God never asks us to give something up for Him. He asks it for us. When I remember Christ's message to deny myself and take up my cross, I often feel worried about what that might look like in my life. I don't want to give up my comfort, my security, or the things in life that bring me joy. At times, I feel confused about what parts of me God is pleased with and what parts He wants me to deny. I see Christians talk as if certain things are from God and others are just our desires we must give up. That is true. But it's often spoken in a way that feels like what we want doesn't matter unless it's God's plan or desire. But God didn't make us just to perform a perfectly laid out plan regardless of who we are and what we desire. He made us free. And with that freedom comes all kinds of desires and ideas, many of which reflect God's love and creativity, and some that reflect it less. Our freedom to choose our way leads to some of the greatest good and the greatest evil, both of which have a lasting impact through generations. When God asks us to give something up, we often resist or drag our feet to even find out what He might be asking. We do this because we don't remember that in His amazing love, God always asks for our sake, not His. His ideas are always for our good, even when they require a level of suffering. Many times in my life, when I've sensed that God was asking me to let go of something that I thought was truly good, I couldn't see it through the lens of His love and care for me. Whether a relationship I was afraid to lose or a dream so incredibly meaningful to me, God saw what I couldn't see. He saw the heartbreak getting worse as I stayed in that relationship longer. And even as I mourned that loss, He saw the woman I would end up marrying and knew that if I could have seen it, I would have rejoiced, even if it meant suffering in the moment. He sees how all of our dreams might never work out in the beautiful way we imagine them to be, and, in some cases, may even harm someone in ways we would never be able to understand. And so He asks us to trust Him with everything. The one thing we must remember when we dread that cross, the suffering of self-denial, is that there is nothing He will ask of us coldly, for His own sake. Everything He asks is out of love for us, even if we must wait to taste the fruit of it. Anything we can't give up is a thing that has the potential to imprison us. True love wants the beloved to be completely free, and God desires this freedom for His children. Abraham became free from clinging to the promise more than to God, the promiser. The rich young ruler who asked Jesus what he still lacked went away grieving because he was imprisoned by his great possessions. Even Jesus grieved when He knew the cross was at hand. Yet trusting God and being free to make His own choice, He obeyed the command of His Father in heaven. But it never ends with the cross. Not for Jesus, and not for us. We often see the sometimes heartbreaking commands, yet forget the eternal joyous results that await those who follow them. Isaiah 53 foretold that Jesus would be a man of suffering and acquainted with infirmity, and that He was oppressed and He was afflicted, yet He did not open His mouth. Jesus not only suffered, but chose to suffer in obedience and trust, rather than be imprisoned by the desire for comfort and pleasure. Isaiah even says, "Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush Him with pain." It's not that God wanted to cause pain, but rather He knew that our ultimate eternal joy required it. Jesus didn't just obey His Father, He trusted the goodness of His Father's plan. And that trust is being rewarded now and forever. Isaiah 53 doesn't end in pain and suffering. It ends in rejoicing. The final verses create an eternal picture of fulfillment and joy. Out of His anguish He shall see light, and therefore I will allot Him a portion with the great, and He shall divide the spoil with the strong, because He poured out Himself to death. Whenever you feel the sense that God is asking you to deny yourself and take up your cross, whether it means to give up a pursuit, walk the second mile, or love the unlovable in your life, remember to look beyond what He is asking and trust why He is asking. God wants your freedom, so He is unwilling to let you continue to be imprisoned by your fears and desires. He wants you to have an eternal share in His joy, and this may require a temporary time of grief or suffering. But today and always, let's remember that the cross is never the end. To deny ourselves for God is to invest in our own freedom, peace, and an eternal joy that He is preparing for us. If this message spoke to you, consider leaving a like or comment to help YouTube share it with others who need it too. For weekly encouragement, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a devotion. May God bless you with the comfort and joy that come only from knowing Him.